Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here yet, my name is Anna. Today I'm going to be talking about how I effectively transition from one season to another, and this channel is dedicated to slow living, albeit realistically. I already told you that my name is Anna and the channel is called Anna Doesn't Want To, and I was inspired by myself leaving corporate last year after 18 years of a fast-paced media career. So that's what we'll be talking about here generally, but not effectively tonight. I will be blending these two approaches that I have in my life, sort of mastering time management in my previous career and also enjoying a slower paced lifestyle currently. I like to think of the year in terms of seasons, not just as a natural cycle, but also as large chunks of time that allow for reflection, growth, and change. And by working within these broader timeframes, I found that life becomes more manageable. Now, imagine project managing your life week by week. It's stressful, right? But when you extend that to 3 months, 4 months, you give yourself breathing room to truthfully focus on what actually matters. The first 2 weeks of September are still pretty much summer, right? It's still very warm and the sun is still quite high because I live in the northern hemisphere, and this means that for winter our sun is going to be extremely low. It's just going to pop up and then just go down immediately, giving us only 4 hours of sunlight per day. With summer coming to an end, now is the perfect time to reflect on the past few months. At the start of each season, I create a list, not a to-do list, but more of a wish list. How do I do it? In the beginning of each season, I write a list of things that I would like to experience in, say, summer, and then I go to Pinterest and I find corresponding images that I like, that I feel represent that thing that I came up with in my mind. So I still start off with my own imagination rather than just looking at other people's boards. And then I turn that board into a widget and I add it to my home screen. So every day I am reminded that, oh, this is something that you wanted to do this summer. Do you still want to do that thing, or maybe not? And then why? And it's worked like magic. I've been doing this for over a year, and most of the time, by the end of the season, when I go through that board, I'm like, oh, or the list. Oh, I've done that, and I've done that, and I've done that. It's been a good season. The reason why this happens is because images talk directly to our feelings. It's a much faster way to connect with yourself than through the cognitive. When we look at numbers, when we look at words, it's the cognitive system that kicks in. And for me, that's great for planning my work day, for planning my calendar, because it's still quite complex because I juggle different things, including my work as an educator and also as a coach, and that involves a lot of clients, and I'm still good at that. But I also love the mumbo jumbo of a great image board that helps me achieve everything that I would love to try out. And this is also important because as adults we miss out on a very essential thing, on joy. And when I come up with these lists for myself, I make sure that mostly they're about joy. It's not about being effective and productive, but it's about being happy. So let's take a look at my summer board and see how it unfolded. I'm happy to say that I've done most of the things that you can see in these boards, and also note that they're quite attainable for me. I own a bicycle, I own a country house, I know how to wake surf, I'm a good cook, and I love the banya. This, for example, I did in Siberia, and it was almost like in this image, which I think is great because there are so many options of banyas around me, and doing this exact style was particularly fun for me. But there were also things that I didn't do. For example, I thought I wanted to drive around in an open roof, but that didn't happen because I wasn't in the city this summer, and by the end of the summer I realized that I don't even want that vibe anymore. And subsurfing is something that I missed out on this summer, and I'm upset, on the other hand. Something that I'll definitely try out next summer. But all in all, this has worked miracles for me. Apart from doing those and adding them as widgets, what I also like to do is reflect on what I loved in the season and would like to take into the next season with me. And on the contrary, is there something that I would like to leave behind? For example, this summer for me was obviously all about renovations. What started off as a paint job, what I hoped would be a paint job, very quickly turned into a massive restoration project because I haven't done anything to my house in 15 years. And when it was assessed, I realized that it would cost me 10 times more. It's super expensive, it's lengthy, and it's a lot of builders on site, and it's been taking a toll on my mental health even. I haven't been sleeping well, I'm constantly sort of micro-stressed and ashamed of it. A very middle-class problem, ashamed that I am stressed by something which is essentially good, renovating your home. So all of the working business, and it's still ongoing, let me tell you. We've got only, 2 days until September kicks in, but the works haven't finished yet. My hope is that they will, and that I won't be taking something just thumped. I won't be taking that with me into autumn, but I will be taking the results. A beautifully coloured home that looks sleek, that looks polished, and then when all of the lush greenery fades away as autumn progresses, and we're going to lose all leaves here, and the trees will be very Tim Burton-esque, just sort of dead branches for several months. So you'll be able to see more of the house in that setting. And this year it will be a beautiful sight, because previously this sort of dead nature and my very wonky looking old house as well. So very witchy. So I'm leaving restoration works, I'm taking the results with me. Another thing that I would love to take from the summer season into my more colder season journey would be physical activity. Obviously, I've been so privileged being able to live in our country house for the whole summer and a bit of spring, which meant an outdoorsy kind of lifestyle, climbing steps every day because we have several stories in the house, and you can see my library as well. Steps there, not that I go up there every day, but still. And being able to go for long walks, and I taught my kid how to ride a bicycle. So I've been feeling quite strong, quite active, and I want to maintain this physique when I move into my urban lifestyle in an apartment, which is obviously much more limiting in terms of movement. So this is what I wanted to talk to you tonight about, this technique that's been really helpful for me to transition from one season to another, to try out new things, to stay productive, to keep focused, to make sure that I am reaching any kind of goals that I have, but without the toxic anxiety surrounding the rat race that I used to live in when I lived a much more intense lifestyle. By appealing to my feelings through imagery that I have compiled for myself, it's easy for me to move towards these goals without actually even thinking about it. I mean, the power of mood boards. Mind you that mine are realistic. I do tend to lean towards things that I've already tried or are easily accessible to me. This isn't about trying to wish a kind of unachievable lifestyle for myself. This is more about staying in focus with what's already available to me, but I might be missing out on because I forgot to focus on that. I forgot, we forget the simplest of things, like a crisp morning walk, for example. That's absolutely free and it's beautiful during an autumnal day, especially when it's early days of autumn. I'm already thinking about the rustling of the leaves and all of the romance that comes with. Oh, I love autumn, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's how I transition from one season to the next. It's a blend of reflection, intention, and a bit of magic from the visuals that keep me inspired. I hope you found some value in this approach. Maybe you're going to try it out, or perhaps you have your own methods, and I'd definitely love to hear about them in the comments section, so feel free to engage. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting the channel by liking and subscribing, because it helps me continue creating quality-ish content that I hope inspires and supports your journey as well. Wishing you a smooth transition from summer to autumn, and looking forward to sharing the final results of my summer renovation in the next video. Until then, take care. Oh, you can hear the renovation. You can hear the renovation again. My patience is over. Bye.